players to get warmed. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. A look at the starting group for the Magic. Wagner is in the front court alongside Banchero. Desmond Bane out there with Black. And it's Carter in at the 5. Here's Morant.
Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
Here's Black, guarded by Morant. Just 5 on the clock. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one's on Morant.
Well, what you like about Black is he processes quickly, and he moves quickly, plus great size for his position.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, good from Black. And this Grizzlies organization, Greg, not afraid to innovate.
Yeah, we see that with the offense they've implemented, different from just about any other team in the league. Rather than pick and roll, it's much more predicated on off-ball shifts and cutting.
No good on the second free throw. What a matchup we have tonight, Greg, in the front court. I know everyone, you and I included, have been waiting for this one.
And when you got 2 of the best bigs in the league going at it tonight, it's must-see TV. I can't wait to call this one, guys.
Carter sets the pick for Bane. A three-pointer off the mark. Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. For the 3. No good there. Here's Orlando now. It's a 3-point game. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
And it just seemed to me they wanted it more. I mean, you look at the second chance buckets, didn't play a whole lot of up and back. I mean, they stayed with each shot, grabbing the rebound, converting when they could.
Now Morant, following Franz Wagner's 3-point attempt. That one doesn't drop.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down.
Outside, Bane. Over Morant. The 19-footer is on the money.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now, here's Wells. He just could not put it together in that loss to Orlando. And that one drops.
Well, the defense can't let Morant get comfortable down there or he'll just continue to torture.
Here's Black. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. And it's Carter missing.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. The Magic trail by 3. Wagner outside. Pass to Black. Magic moving the ball around. Bane passes to Carter. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Using his height well. Nice work by Carter Jr. right there.
So Stan, I'll ask you, what about Desmond Bane stands out to you the most?
Kevin, I would say what stands out the most is how this guy has improved and added to his offensive game. Came into the league as basically a shooter, but now he has added playmaking and shot creation to his game. He can put the ball on the floor, take it to the basket and finish, or set up his teammates.
Now Edey. After Wendell Carter missed from long range. Wells wide open. That 3 off the mark. Orlando's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Pass to Black. Here's Carter. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
To the left wing. Morant with the screen on Wagner. The shot by Wells, no good. Orlando trailing here. The shot by Carter, nobody around. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
to Jackson. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
A nice bit of muscle there from Jackson Jr. to get the inside score through contact.
To the paint, and then Carter with the dunk.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Here's Morant. That one falls. Morant shot 6. At the end of 1, a closely contested game so far. Memphis out in front, up 3. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. What stands out to you from the Grizzlies in this one?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
We've got Caldwell Pope. Jock Landale's out there with Santi Aldama. Then it's Williams. And it's Spencer in at the point. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Now here's Williams. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
Outside, Jones. Pass to Bane. Launches a 3. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. And with the goal of improving offensively, Stan, the Magic have made some moves.
Well, this is a team that hasn't been inclined to make many trades in the past. But with the young star talent they possess comes the urgency to win now.
And part of an overall effort for Kentavious going for higher percentage shots. That time working inside.
And so the timeout by Jamal Mosley here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So for the Magic, Paolo Banchero's checked in for Richardson, and it's Anthony Black in for Jones. Banchero looking around. Black with it. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Memphis leading by 5. And here is Wells. He has yet to score. Here's Landale. Clock at 6. Memphis moving that ball around. And it's Morant missing. Orlando, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. De Silva, no good. To the inside. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow. Pass to Black. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Vitesse with the bucket. Well, you think about clutch players, Greg, you think scoring. But is that accurate? Or can clutch be in any facet of the game?
It's in all phases. And you think of guys who always seem to come up with that crucial rebound or that big-time stop. Being clutch comes down to will as much as skill.
And so the timeout here called by Thomas Isolo. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Some changes here for the Grizzlies. Zach Edey, he's checked in for Jock Landale. And Jaren Jackson subbed in for Santi Aldama. Orlando also making some changes. Wagner's checked in for Goga Bitadze. And it's Richardson in for Bane. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Outside for Jackson. Pass to Wells. There's the three. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest.
Here's De Silva. Guarded by Jackson. Banchero against Edey. Just 5 to shoot. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Wagner from long range.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
A free ball by Morant.
Well, normally Morant is scoring off the dribble. It's good to see him being effective off the ball.
And the Grizzlies choosing to move forward with Coach Isolo to head their program. Staying after he took over as interim head coach late last season.
Yeah, the first Finnish-born head coach in the NBA. He was a rising star coaching in Europe, now trying his hand in the best league on the planet.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Carter, he's checked in for Orlando. Bane comes in for Richardson. The Magic trail by 11. Banchero outside. 58 seconds left in the first half.
Well, this is the level of rim protection you get with Jaren Jackson Jr. He takes pride in being this team's defensive anchor.
Morant with a wide open look. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so the timeout by Jamal Mosley here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. We've known about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive acumen, but G.A. much improved as a scorer as well.
Yeah, her range out beyond the arc and his handle, I think it's underrated. One of the top two-way bigs in our league.
There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game. Orlando moving the ball around. Carter sets the pick for Bane. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Now, here's Bane. The Magic again can't hit. Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for the Grizzlies. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. And we'll be right back after this.
Hello and welcome, everybody. It was a big first half for Ja Morant, and we've come to expect this.
He knows no fear. He'll take it up against 2, 3, sometimes 4 guys. He doesn't care.
And that's a big part of what makes him so exciting to watch. He does things no one else is even willing to attempt. And now here's something that's always interesting. Let's see what the fans are up to on social media. And we got a question here from Christo at Point. Between Kenny and Shaq, who's the best at playing 2K?
Oh, it's got to be me, Arnie. Come on. Shaq's hands are too big for the controller.
See, that's what your mistake is, my guy. I don't even need a controller, Kenny. I'm in the game. I can program it from the inside.
So basically, you're saying you're going to cheat. Yeah, okay. That disqualifies you right there.
Well, Christo, I bet that's not the answer you were expecting. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
The Magic trail by 16. Checking out the group for Jamal Mosley to start the second half. Running out on the wings, they'll have Bane and Wagner. Down low, it's Banchero and Carter. And it's Black in at the 1. Now, here's Wagner. No scoring in this one. Off target from the wing.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
So, Stan, when you look at how the Magic defend, can you remember a time when so many of the league's best defenses were all so young?
Well, Kevin, it's something we associate with more veteran teams, but the modern game is so demanding, it may be tilting toward these young legs.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Jamal Mosley is doing a tremendous job for the Magic, and the players gravitate to his approach. He said, quote, "Coaching is teaching, and you can't teach yelling and screaming and hollering. You teach with communication and positivity, because that's how I think a lot of these guys will actually register it." Guys, back over to you.
A new school approach, if you will. Thank you, Allie.
Plenty of muscle from Carter on that dunk. Wow.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Here's Wells. No good from outside. And so it's Bane with it. He'll bring it up for the Magic. They trail by 16. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Now, here's Banchero. Nothing on the board.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Pass to Edey. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Grizzlies lead by 18.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look
the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Banchero outside. Now, here's Wagner. Covered by Wells. Now, here's Wagner. He's covered closely.
They haven't found their rhythm here in the third, missing 4 of their first 5 attempts.
Offensive rebound. And so the timeout here called by Thomas Isolo. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. Richardson, he's checked in for Orlando. And as always, the mid part of the NBA season, quite a grueling part of the schedule. Right now, let's check out how the standings are shaping up in the East. Take a look at the Magic. Right now, they've compiled the 6th best record in the conference.
And right now for the Magic, this season has been, it's been solid. But they just need to maintain their place in the standings and get 100% prepared here for the postseason.
Well, look, they've performed to expectations, but I think this team can take it to another level if they get rolling.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, Aldama can stretch the floor for you when the big man finds quality openings at the arc.
Carter kicks to Banchero. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Here's Spencer. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
To Stan, you don't see a whole lot of players, 6'10", with the perimeter skills of a Franz Wagner.
Oh, you sure don't, Kevin. And not a guy with his size, strength, and skill. And he can create shots for himself. He can finish through contact. And he will also create shots for his teammates.
Payne for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Bane's got 5.
Well, that's what makes Bane so difficult to guard. He can hit that deep 3, but if you play too tight on him out there, he'll drive right past you.
Up top, Aldama. He's covered by Banchero. Pass to Wells. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Aldama can't hit.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
Richardson finds Wagner. Carter up top. Here's Banchero. Down low. Here's Richardson. Aldama with the rebound. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Spencer. And stolen by Richardson. And a wide open look for Payne. Had the opportunity on the break, but couldn't sink the 3. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
and he sliced the D wide open with his speed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dig. What a great passer.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Jock Landale's out there with Santi Aldama. Then there's Ja Morant. Then it's Williams. And it's Spencer in at the point guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Now here's Jones, following the miss by Ja Morant. Here's De Silva, defended by Aldama. Here's Black. From outside, off the mark.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Pass to Landale. Takes the three, and Williams gets it to go on the assist by Morant. Williams has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Grizzlies. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Batadze setting a screen for Jones. Batadze finds Banchero. Shoots over Aldama. And it's Banchero missing.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Time to go courtside and hear what's going on with Jaren Jackson. What's the situation, Allie?
I have a status report from Memphis's head athletic trainer. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. It's an injury that may have sidelined some players, but they've cleared him to return. I'm sure he'll be playing through some pain, but he'll try to get through it.
Thank you, Allie. We appreciate the update.
Well, that's a big setback for him and his team. But look, with all the advances in sports medicine, training staffs are so good these days. We've seen guys recover from this type of injury and come back even better.
Now, here's Banchero. Here's De Silva. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Williams looking around. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. It's stolen by Banchero. Here's Bitadze. Pass to Black. Banchero outside. 6 to shoot. Back to Black. Trying to end the drought. The Magic again can't hit. And the Grizzlies leading by 23. Morant outside. Here's Spencer. Pass to Landale. Here's Williams. Kept alive. There's the pick. Launches it. Orlando grabs the miss. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Grizzlies.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Ja Morant.
Well, as a coach, it's so fun to watch a player dominate the game offensively like he did in this one.
And Orlando has possession. Following the miss by Ja Morant. Pass to Banchero. Here's Black. Three-pointer. Buries the long-range jumper. 27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Spencer, the pass to Williams. Morant looking around. Here's Spencer. Here's Landale. And that one is stuffed right through.
Tossing a pass to the interior. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Ja Morant.